Yo, this is the Buy One Weekly, and in this episode, we've got a new start today, Karen. So you basically have an all-encompassing alto software that Robbie stole our piano. It is complicated on
The
it.
vital phase in construction. Most builders get wrong.
We are property developers based in the UK, and every week we document what it's like to run this kind of business behind the scenes. So enjoy the episode, subscribe.
We are into the new year. As you can see now, still a bit to do in here. Started plastering top down. Same lad's doing the dot and dabbing, he's going to make good D's. As you can see, all the first fix electrics and plumbing have been signed off. Everything's pulled through in the correct positions as part of our signing off procedure. All this which you see here today will be no more. So we'll have a walkthrough video and no one's getting paid until it's nice and tidy. No, I'm not a ruthless dictator, I just like stuff clean. But yeah, so this is it down here, as you can see. Red's fire alarms, free storage, so we've got an addressable fire alarm unit in here. In the event of a fire, the emergency services will walk in, they'll see exactly where it is in the property, marked up drawing with the different zones, and they'll just go directly to that area. Prevents people dying. Let's have a look upstairs. But as you can see, we're working our way down the property. Each area will be cleaned out. The soil stack is now boxed in the ensuite, or the framework is. What we'll do, we'll use cladding on that to keep it in with the aesthetic of the building, or the aesthetic of the ensuite. So the same cladding on the shower will be used in there. You see here, desk position, TV position on the wall, two gang switch, socket, bedside lights. Bingo. I'll run you through our full systems and software, where each phase of works will have an induction phase and a sign-off phase. What we've come to terms with, it's better to get the plumber in first on the second fix at the same time as the electrician. The plumber does all his bits, and our joiner will actually box in the ensuite. The joiner and the plumber don't want on site at the same time. They've both got big bulky bits of gear, but the electrician is just working around them on the second fix. Another thing that we've had a problem with this week, plasterers and dry liners, because we're just very much trying to implement this rigid sign-off procedure. Lost a couple of cables when the sparkies come to do a second fix. Terrible, shouldn't happen, but it does. Not here to hide problems, we're here to fix them. We are also pattressing anything that's coming through the ceiling. So it'll be a bit of 2B1, pile it all through. We'll drop that cable through that so it's impossible that it moves. Full walkthrough video, as well as a tick box exercise for various different things, confirming socket positions, every other position of the lighting sequence. And when it comes to set and fix, the boarders have no choice but to pull them through. After the set and fix drywall, that's all signed off. And the same again on the plastering. So we'll know who's doing what. We'll dock them accordingly. The about. Oh, we're not meant to be swearing now.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry. We will dock them accordingly for making our life harder.
And we're in the office, and the office is filling up again, which is annoying because this was literally gutted, and we've got loads of microwaves, loads of shower towel rads, and all kinds of other filling back up in here, and we've got a whole commercial building basically full on the ground floor of other material, but that is all getting churned out and used on sites. And all this stuff does go to sites the second they're complete, the microwaves and everything else, and so we can buy in bulk, but quite annoying. But what's also filling up is our stuff. And we've got a new start today, Karen. Well, actually, Marcia left, and now Karen's starting. So Marcia, when she joined us, she was there to front up our maintenance division. She was with us for 2.5 months, but she always had an issue getting to work because she lives about 45 minutes away and she's got to pick up her kids from school. So we'd always let her go off a bit early and she'd make up the hours, and it just became too much for her. So she handed in a notice, and literally within a week we found, well, actually within the first hour of putting the ad live, we had Karen come through, and Karen's lovely, jovial character. We love Karen, and she started yesterday. And she is now going to take on that position of fronting up the maintenance business, and she has 10 years experience working in maintenance. So perfect storm, but that is the challenge of building any business, is resources, staff, recruitment, HR, things like that. Fortunately, we were able to quickly transition her in, and she's got probably better experience as well with dealing with this specific job role. So perfect. Going to go up and meet Karen and just have a chat with her. Obviously, I've met her before in the interview. I just want to make sure she's bedded in all right. We need to get her set up on all the systems and things like that. And then she's going to go looking out for maintenance clientele so we can build out that business over the course of this year. It's not a focal point. Obviously, we're focused on the developments, but we want the maintenance business to complement everything else we're doing. So it's just keeping on the pace with that. So we'll go and meet her now. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
All right, thanks.
Happy New Year. Welcome to the Force, or to the Madhouse. Well, Gwan Geezer. How you doing, mate? Here he is. Happy New Year, mate. Big love, mate. Big love.
We can create a new branch. So we've got Born Letters Property Management, but we can create a new branch, Karen's idea, and just have properties on there that we do external jobs for.
By branch, what do you mean? Is it kind of like a dashboard with different workspaces?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
And you have a workspace that's like existing clientele through this funnel, external clients.
What is it that Job Logic is going to offer us that we can't already do from Alto? So we're already doing all
and Clive and Shane isn't going to go around and like do all this admin work when all they want to do is do the job, and we trust them enough to do it.
So the branch idea, that solved another one of the problems we highlighted, which is we want to be able to track how well the maintenance business is doing in isolation.
Different reports and stuff.
Yeah, and so we did a test run, and we imagined a different agency was a client for all their properties, and we realised we don't need to have each of their properties on Alto. We just need the client, which is the agency.
So you basically have an all-encompassing Alto software that covers these three things: management, lettings, maintenance, and then you can just copy and paste that, omit these two things, then basically we never need to look at that data. How do we know though? Let's say Clive, he's got 3 jobs booked in, and I'm trying to think about this in the limit when we have more Clives, people we've not got a year of rapport with. John goes, I couldn't do that job today, mate. I was just like, it just took me too long on this thing, too long on that thing. We're taking his word for it, when actually he went and got a butty, he went to see his missus for lunch break, and then he's not done 3 jobs, and now we're out of profit that day because he's not done the capacity he needs to. So is there a functionality to manage their... What we really want from these maintenance guys, at the minimum, is they show up to job and they take a photo of the issue. Once the issue's resolved, they take a photo of that. As long as we have those 2 things, because when we're then dealing with clients, we need that evidence and that proof that something's been done that we're now charging them for. So as long as it's got those functionalities as well, clear and cut, there's the data, that's the instruction on the job, that's us doing the job, here's what it cost us, here's the evidence that we did it. Client now can't complain and say, yeah, but you didn't do it properly because he wasn't here at that time and he didn't do that thing, and sweet. Don't let me forget that, I'll send that email, I'll send that pricing list over. Cool, we're now done, maintenance update, bits and bobs, do a follow-up next week. Happy days, ready to go. Look at that, I just love touching his... Auction time, we are filming an auction now. Used to be a musician in my past life. Do you know what? Robbie stole our piano. Stole our piano whilst me and Sonny were in the south for Christmas break. How's that? Stole our piano. That's our piano. Yes, Robbie's the only one that uses it, but criminal. Anyway, we are having an auction. This is the property. It's a nice big old guest house, so the whole thing comes with a lot of land as well. And we are bidding on it with a client to potentially turn it into either an 8-bed HMO split across 2 flats. The building's currently split nicely anyway, so into 2 4-bed HMOs, but we could also get 2 5-bed HMOs out of it with a bit more structural work to the stairs and just opening up some more space. And there's also a big loft to go out, which we've not factored into the feasibility, just in case at this point. It's a repossession sale from a bank, so if you ever deal with repossession sales with banks, they're pretty non-negotiable when it comes to the first auction cycle. Obviously, we would have tried to get this pre-auction. It's also a 14-day completion window, not a 28-day completion window. So it's as seen. So they basically have a limited legal pack. They never show you the searches and the inquiries and things like that because the bank just wants to get off their books, which means you can buy properties cheap. This property sold for £370,000 in 2007. Yes, there's been the market crash and things like that, but generally prices have come back to pre-2008 levels by about now. You can see that on the property values. So this is worth probably in its current condition just shy of 300 grand, and at the moment it's at 138,000. We'll probably pick it up for about 150, 160 is my guessing. Finishes in 30 minutes. Planning history, got planning because the legal pack is literally title documents and then the contract terms, and that's it. No searches, nothing else. It comes as seen. Any issues on the title and stuff like that, they'll give no guarantees, and that's typical bank repossession purchases from the auction, and 14-day completion, which they wouldn't extend to 28 days because they had good interest levels in the property. Now we will see how good those interest levels are and see how much it bids up, because at 138 now, we want to get it for ideally sub 165. That is the plan. And then what I do now for the last half hour is I'll get in contact with the client, jump on the phone and just go through it as it closes out. But the client will be bidding on it because of the new AML checks and KYC stuff. Usually the client, the buyer, has to do it now. It's harder for us to assign it and we do it on their behalf. But that's the case with this one. Great property, not much in the legal pack, so we've just done as much DD as we can around that. We've also come up with a floor plan as well. I'll show you that floor plan quickly. Shawnee boy has done a good job on this. So you can see the existing ground floor and first floor and how they're configured. Because it's a guest house, it's got some of the bathroom units in it already, which is good for our drainage. And then here's what we're proposing as 2 4-bed apartments, one on the ground floor and then one on the first floor. And then I think if we repivot these stairs and make them more central, we can actually work in a 5th unit on both floors as well by just centralising the staircase, basically put them in here. These 2 big long rooms are massive, they're huge rooms. So we can pull back some of that space, lean up those rooms a little bit. Stairs then go here and turn up into, and turn up into the 1st floor here. And then that space there gets alleviated for a 5th bedroom. And then the same with the ground floor as well. But obviously it's going to cost us about 20 grand to do that reconfiguring. But that's how we'll get 2 5-beds out of it. Proposing 2 4-beds at the moment as a worst case, nice and simple. We basically don't need to touch many of the existing walls and infrastructure of the building. That's the plan for this one. Fingers crossed, we will get it.
The misconception about all construction is that the hard work is done on site. Yes, it is manually, but if it's planned out prior, you will have a smooth site. Pre-construction is the vital phase in construction. Most builders get wrong. Having a proper construction phase plan, correct programme of works with realistic time frames, that can be always the area of disappointment most people experience, but that allows you then to cost the job efficiently and correctly. With your sequence and programmes of work that is derived from your scope of works, then you can look at it. If your lads are on day rate, right, well, I'm expecting it to take this long, and you've also got a cash flow forecast for your scheme, which back-to-backs your programme. And you can also do your anticipated invoiceable amounts against that, so you see a true P&L or anticipated true accurate cash flow throughout the phases of works. Then you back-to-back that with your on-site sign-off procedure, and your supply chain is aware of that sequence of works. And you hold yourself accountable, and I don't want to let my mate down who's following on behind me. Adds that bit of ownership into the scheme. And it also allows you to plan and sequence your material deliveries efficiently and correctly. And that can also be a pain for some people. If they've got lads starting tomorrow, I need to order them today. Wrong, do it 2 weeks beforehand, got your slot booked in. Suppliers don't mind bumping it a day or bringing it forward a day if they've got a bit of notice. Like I say, by no means are we perfect, but we do the basics very well.
Effectively, but then they are saying minus interest as well.
So is that deducted day one, is it?
Usually, yeah. They're saying there's a day one of 82 and then a build facility of 651. And they sort of combine the two.
We've got the drawings ready. I've got a contract set ready. We'll need to do a contractor's proposal document, even if that is just a letter that says the contractor's proposal is the employer's requirements. But one way or another, we need to match it out in the building contract so that there's a set of employer's requirements and a set of contractor's proposals.
Cool, so we are now done with pre-construction. So that is Buzzers Bar, big site we've got kicking off, just making sure our critical path to getting funding in is sorted. And the last things we had to deal with were contracts, amendments to a couple bits, and appointment letters for all the professionals that we have working on the design side, who's taking liability, also just buildings insurance and contractors or risk insurance. Just these bits that need ticking off. Structural warranty, I just spoke to our warranty provider there, Advantage Warranty, shout out, they're sorted now as well. So we've literally got 2 outstanding items, which is the quote for the service upgrade on the gas, and then the asbestos removal, because we've unfortunately found some naughty AIB stuff wrapping around our steels, which means you need to do like air protected routes, and it's a bit annoying. It's not a lot of it, so it shouldn't be a crazy bill, but it'll be multiple thousands of pounds. But everything's done, so we should, end of this month, be sorted, because that is the limit then on our facility to be drawn down. Buzzers should now be up and running, ready to go as of February. We still got some pre-construction stuff and design bits, but technically contract was started February. And then you can start seeing the progress on that in the vlogs, which will be an interesting thing for us to document. We'll teach and share as much information as we can. So it's up to 192,000. So I did say to the client before this, I said anything sub 200K is a good price for this property. It was worth 370 pre-2008 levels, which is about where we are today. With the bidding constraints that it is and being a repossession, then it's constrained to be a certain type of buyer who's got the cash who can complete in 14 days. And there it is, sold for 192K, just shy of 200K, which is what I sort of thought. I am surprised though. I'm surprised there's that many bidders. There was a good 7 bidders there who bidded right the way up. Our client went up to 170, but yeah, 192 is that bit of a stretch. Therefore, not this one, and on to the next one, but just gives you an idea. If it was me and I wanted to buy it, then I'd know, okay, sub 200 is a good price. Do I have the cash available to commit to the 14 days? If so, then I'll set my bid at like a proxy bid of like 199 or something and just let it run its course. Because otherwise you can get caught in traps of setting your max bid at maybe 165, which is about what I thought this would sell for. I'm surprised it's gone for quite a bit more. Then you can end up getting in bidding wars and people go up another grand and you go, oh, it's a grand beyond what my max bid was. I'll go up another grand, I'll go up another grand, and you get caught in a rat race. So it's not worth doing. You just want to kind of set a proxy bid and just let it run its course. Almost close your eyes and just wait to the end and see what happens. I'm happy that it's sold for a price that I thought was still reasonable, sub 200K. Surprised it's gone up more than the 165. Disappointed that we didn't secure this property. And there you go. That is part of the course of auctions. It's basically you just keep going until you get one that you like, but don't extend your max bid because it's a dangerous game. And We're here at the office. I'm gonna get Kat to say happy birthday to me. Kat, can you sing me happy birthday?
Happy birthday, I'm not singing it.
Why can't you sing it? Come on.
I'm not singing it.
She won't sing it. What's that about? Wanted to show you the mural that's been finished. Mural. Looks nice, doesn't it? There's a little test pilot, really. Bit of cleaning up on some of the white where it's dotted off, but 200 odd quid. Graffiti artists come in, do that. And what we're thinking is doing some bigger ones. Either a contour throughout their windows, something on the ceiling, or a map of the northeast, but kind of like just the town areas, just so we can like capture where all our properties are. So hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Big love. Make sure you subscribe and let us know what you think of the new format today. We've kind of flipped it back to the old format, just a bit more high octane, a bit quicker, jumping between, showing more scenes and more of what's going on, rather than more drawn out. Playing around with ideas before we like triple down on something, but I feel like this is better. Let us know in the comments. See you next week.